Hi, travelers. Tara here. I have been up since probably 3 in the morning. I went to bed around 1, and whenever I wake up at 3, that tells me that, it's for me increased psychic activity. I already have the cards laid out, and I did that because I wanted to kind of see where I was. Um, and in one respect, I got the information that I was looking for in terms of, yes, this is increased psychic activity for me, but also there's some projects that I have in the works that I'm going to be required to view in a different way. But when I saw the spread, it has messages in here that I think I should pass on. The 9 cards are the Magician, the 10 of Wands, the 2 of Swords. This is our past row. At present, in the center, 7 of Cups, the High Priestess, the King of Swords. On the future row, 5 of Coins, the Sun, the Ace of Cups, and then the Hanged Man has come out. Now I have some oracle cards over here, so right after I give you this spread, I'm going to do a 9-card oracle spread and then give you an angel answer oracle from Doreen Virtue. And that will be to answer any question that is not answered in the spread. Please keep in mind this is a general reading and the messages will not resonate with everyone. Please take what you can, disregard what you cannot. Now, I have 1, 2, 3 major arcana in the spread itself. 1 coins card, 1 wands, and 2 swords, 2 cups. Okay, and right in the center sits the High Priestess. Now, right off the bat, what I'm going to tell you is that there's a couple here. The Magician and the High Priestess, even though you don't think of them as a couple, let's say if you saw the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, okay? But this is definitely a couple here. And the major arcana speak to the higher self or the spiritual self. So what this tells me is that these are 2 individuals. One has the power to manifest and create on the outer plane, as above, so below. The other part of the couple has the ability to be in touch with the unseen or the natural laws of the universe. The 2 of them together, I think, have awakened something in each other. This is also speaking to an opportunity, perhaps towards love between these 2 people, but it is an ace, therefore it's only an opportunity. What I'm getting is a lot of messages about intuition and here at the top, we know that Mercury is going to be going retrograde very, very soon. We're about to move into the shadow period. We are also in what is known as the Lionsgate portal. This is when the sun moves into Leo. Okay. And I went back to my WordPress.com website and I just posted an article there. I reblogged an article from my friend Joy Pond, who's an intuitive psychic. So those of you who subscribe to the Wix website, I do have your email addresses. I will be sending out notifications to you. If not, you can simply click the link. I've already changed that information on the channel, in the channel art. I'll be putting it in the description box below this video. You do not have to create an account at WordPress. You can simply go over and sign up by email. That means you'll get notifications of when there are new blog posts, and also, you know, if I'm running specials or anything of that nature. I did not like the way Wix had their system set up in terms of notifying people, and I just decided, you know, I gave them a run and I wasn't pleased. So I'm done with Wix. Anyway, to make a long story short, Mercury is going retrograde. And indeed, even though I said this is the past, it kind of relates to what's coming up as well. I think there's going to be a real struggle for a lot of us to have some kind of clarity on something that we're trying to figure out, as if the cards are saying whatever it is you're trying to manifest, you're still struggling with that. But remember, this is a 10, and it's in effect, in numerology, you add the two numbers together. 1 plus 0 equals 1. So all the ones, the aces, are all related to the Magician card. Okay, so whatever it is that you've been trying to manifest or that you've been working on, it's like it's saying it hasn't come to fruition, what you're struggling, and you cannot figure out why that is. You know, you're just not able to get in touch with that. Now, for many, this is causing a lot of confusion, this 7 of Cups, okay? And this is an internal struggle. That's what the 7s are all about. The 5s speak to external struggles. We do have the 5 of Coins. The High Priestess comes in to say, I think that deep down, what the message is, that deep down, you do know the answer to what the problem is, okay? To what the solution, you do know what the solution is, but maybe you need more information, okay? There's something either you're not seeing or something that's not being shown to you. But this card can also speak to you not wanting to see something. So that's why I say the High Priestess here comes in to say that deep down, perhaps you do know what the solution is or what the answer will be. Now, this King of Swords presents in two ways. He presents as a person. So for some of you, you could be dealing with an air sign male. For others of you, you are perhaps dealing with someone who has, in effect, put up a block or has become emotionally distant in some way. And this is creating a lot of confusion. It's scrambling the intuition here. But if you look, he is also touched, okay, by the 7 of Cups and the 2 of Swords. So this says that he himself is also struggling with whatever messages that are coming to him. And this could be why he has perhaps isolated either himself or you. Now, this could also be he's isolated due to some type of financial issue, or perhaps his activity has taken him away, and he is focused on that. See, this guy's the mastermind. Okay, he's the tactician, he's the strategist. This guy could also be someone who is in the military or law enforcement. It is going to be someone who can, in effect, switch on and switch off this type of energy, where he can completely shut everything out and focus exactly on what he needs to focus on, and he's not going to allow any outside influences really to come in and dictate or veer him from his path. Now, we can see that he himself, here with the Magician, has brought about something, but in some effect, there's a loss that either he feels, okay, a loss in a material sense, or he just thinks there is. Remember, the swords are about thoughts, okay? This last row here, this is definitely a separation, but as you can see, here the Sun has come out. So no matter the quote-unquote negative cards in the spread, the Sun is going to come about and bring about some illumination to this. So it's almost as if the cards are saying that the answer is going to be coming. Now, what I'm getting from these two cards in the juxtaposition with the High Priestess in the center is that you need to take a step back yourself and wait until clarity comes, because right now you're struggling with that. But remember, this is going to turn into an ace, okay? With the magician, as above, so below. So perhaps maybe if you go into meditation, you're going to turn this 10 into an ace, and yes, you will gain the clarity and the light will be shed upon whatever your situation is. Now, I was watching another reader the other day, and she gave a very, very interesting interpretation of the Seven of Cups. And I had not looked at it in that manner, and I was quite shocked that I hadn't, but it makes perfect sense. Because in effect, I always look at this card to say, in a sense, that it's something negative. But the truth of the matter is, it could also be someone who's trying to manifest all of their dreams, hopes, and aspirations. And that was the interpretation that she gave. This could be manifesting your dreams, okay? But we know that in some respect, in order to get one dream, you have to walk away from something else, okay? And so perhaps this is what the message is that something has been manifested up. It is associated with going after your hopes and your dreams and your wishes, wanting to have it all. But that also means that there's something you're going to have to give up. This kind of speaks to sacrifice, which brings about the Hanged Man, because he is all about sacrifice. He is about viewing things from a different perspective. So maybe what the cards are saying is that even though this may feel like a sacrifice in some respect, try to view it in a different manner. And also it's speaking to a time suspension, suspended in time. Someone could also be having some issues getting around. Maybe they have problems with their leg. That would be the left leg there. So someone could be having trouble getting around, either physically, like walking or what have you. But it could also be in the sense that maybe they, there could be some travel, there's some delay in something. But nevertheless, we know that Neptune has gone into retrograde. And remember I said you're going to be able to gain some clarity around some things. But Neptune goes into a hard aspect with Saturn over the weekend. And what that's going to do is that's going to obscure things. And I feel that this is why we have this Two of Swords with the Seven of Cups with the High Priestess. Now, what's most interesting is that on this vertical row here, we know that this King of Swords is also going through the same thing. There's either something he doesn't know, something he's refusing to see, and or something that he needs more information on. Okay? But this to me says that either his intuition is going to be opening, okay, where he can move through this space, but it is going to take time. This is what the Hanged Man is saying. The Four Corner cards, not being able to bring about something because there's information missing, walking or sacrificing something, but moving through this time with the Lion's Gate, the Lion's Portal, coming out on the other side. There's a renewal, okay? But then there's also a wait after that. So I'm going to pull the Sibilas, and I'm only going to look at one card, and I'm going to look at the Hanged Man, okay? Otherwise, the spread is quite clear that these two people are very powerful on a different plane. I also feel that they are able to communicate on a different level. And right now, that communication that they're having on this different level is really perhaps difficult and confusing. But this couple has shown up a few months ago. this Magician and the High Priestess. And two, with the, in looking at the King of Swords as an energy and not just a person, here the High Priestess, whomever this High Priestess represents, whether this is a heterosexual or same-sex couple, this is saying to step back away from that and try to focus and concentrate, really get really pay attention to what your intuition is telling you. If you're having trouble accessing your intuition, and this is what this is telling me, this could literally be a loss of being able to access on a practical level, okay? Then just continue to ask that you please be shown what it is that you need to see. This may take a while, okay? But this is the exit card. So what this says is that no matter what else is going on around, eventually you're going to see having a brand new opportunity. In effect, this is like having two aces with the sun. And the sun negates all negativity because it gives you great clarity, great sight. You can see far distances ahead when the sun is shining, as opposed to when the moon, and she represents the moon. She represents all things watery, submerged, psychology, this could, in a sense, be things coming up for yourself, things that you have not or refuse to look at that have caused you loss in areas of your life, or feeling as though you had to sacrifice something. Let's look at see what the Hanged Man has to tell us. What is this? Neptune. I used to hate the Hanged Man when I first started, but you know, every card serves a purpose. It really does. Sacerdote. Now, this could be speaking about faith. This is a man of faith. He's a priest, but also he is the priest, the 13th century, 14th century priest. They used to hide things. Faith and hope, speranza. A bond, a highly spiritual bond, okay? This card represents nuptials, marriages, contracts, those relationships that are like marriages. There's a hold on this. Now, I don't know exactly what this is talking about. It is speaking to some type of bond here. It may not necessarily mean a marriage. You know, you can, sometimes you feel like when you've met that other person, this could even be speaking to a past life issue. Perhaps at some point in time, the two people were married to each other. There was a bond. There's a bond that is coming over into the present life. This also speaks, as I said, to the single man. But there's the Hanged Man here. So I'm not exactly sure what that's saying. All right, I'm going to pull these cards up, and we're going to do a 9-card heart oracle. I hope for some of you that message helped. I was laughing at the card underneath. Let me show you what it was. Underneath the Hanged Man. There's the Hanged Man. King of Cups. So if this is not a water sign male who may be embodying the energies of the King of Cups, okay, I mean of the King of Swords, then what this is to me, with the Ace of Cups being the last one down, it will be the energy after the change comes through. But this is going to take time. That's funny. The cards are funny. Now, we're going to quickly do, I pre-shuffled these already. My sage has stopped burning. Let me relight that. I was finally able to find an abalone shell. To burn my sage in. So I grow my own sage, by the way. I'm going to break this down. These cards are really stiff and the deck is very thick. I do have the book with me. This deck is better suited, I think, for the more artistically inclined, the right brain people. I'm more of a left brain person. I think that's right, the more logical side. So I have to sometimes refer to the book because I don't even recognize the major arcanas. Four of Pentacles. The Empress. Wow. The Seven of Coins. The Nine. This is a major arcana. I'm going to have to look that up because it's not jumping out at me, the number 9 card. That could be the Hanged Man. Again, now, the 9 of Swords. But interestingly, he has shown up in the reverse underneath. And that card is called the Darkest Fears. Okay. The 5 of Cups. The Crown Chakra. Well, that's a very, very clear message. The World card. I think it's the World card. Might be the Sun. Hold on. And then the 2 of Wands. Underneath, I have the 3 of Cups. Share the love. Let me grab my book quickly because I want to. I think that's a Sun card, in which case we will have 2 repeater cards that have shown up, which would be the Hanged Man and the Sun. And the Sun, interestingly, falls in the same place that it did in the other deck. So 1 second here. Now, the Deceit card is the Hermit. It's the Hermit. I don't know why I don't know that. 9 September, the Hermit. Okay. And then, no, it's not the Sun, the 20 card. It is Judgment. Judgment. I don't know why I can never remember that. Well, this line here, open up, 4 of Pentacles. The Hermit card, okay, with the Crown Chakra, indeed speaks to a tapping into your intuition. Open up, all right? But across this way, it's also saying with the Empress card, this is a very, very fertile time. Open up. This could mean on the material sense, or in a sense, not only to open your crown chakra, but to you yourself be open to whatever messages that are coming in, but also be open to, I would dare say, speaking what it is that you feel. Okay, the Empress card, the Nurture card. Maybe someone needs to hear something from you. Okay, this is why you're awaiting the results to see what is going on. Now, during this time that we're waiting, your darkest fears are coming about. This 9 of Swords. hold on here. It says having love in your life is crucial. When a relationship does not go as planned or when a desired relationship does not materialize, it's easy to lose yourself in worry and doubt. You may even question your own worthiness. It's easy to become obsessed with all of your darkest fears regarding love. Don't let your anxieties paralyze you into a total state of inaction. Dwelling on your worries only feeds them with energy, allowing them to consume you and overshadow everything else. Take a moment to determine what might be troubling your heart. The anxiety may be obvious or quite subtle. Once you identify it, decide if it is something you can resolve on your own or if you need assistance, and then take appropriate action. Open up. Okay? Judgment. Make the decision. If you determine that it's a worry over which you have no control, ask Spirit to help you release it. Now, that is the interpretation for right side up. Upside down, it is going to be that some of you are indeed releasing some of your darkest fears. Okay? And in a sense, it's saying that through opening up, and if not you yourself being able to make the decision with the Hermit, that something is going to give you the notion in terms of what it is that needs to be done. In other words, maybe the universe will make the decision for you. Now, we don't always like to hear that, because that could literally mean that those things that we've placed our hopes on may not come to us. Okay? But if you step aside and release your ego, you're only going to get what the universe thinks is in your highest good. This is why perhaps you're being asked to change your focus, this Five of Cups. Let me read you the interpretation of the Five of Cups. Here. Disappointment, loss, shift, and appreciate. Some disappointment and sadness is inevitable. How you deal with it determines the quality of your life. It may be that you've recently experienced a loss, perhaps the end of a friendship or a failed romance. Maybe your family isn't providing the support you need, or you regret decisions you've made. Any number of situations can cause unhappiness. When relationships don't turn out the way you expected, it's natural to feel upset and hurt. However, it is not healthy to remain in that state for too long. When this card appears, it's time to put those sorrows behind you and shift your focus to what is good and positive in your life. Appreciate the people who love you and your ability to give love to others. Take stock of what brings you joy. Taking charge of your own happiness is key here. Focus on what you have and are thankful for, and then attract more of the same. And in a sense, this is what the Spread Your Wings card is saying to me. Some of you may indeed be awaiting something. And during this time, you're trying to release your darkest fears over this. Okay? And to me, the change of focus is really that. Don't dwell on the negative. Try to look at the positive. Try to balance reality with fantasy. Try to be open to what is in your own highest good, even if you really don't know what that is right now. The universe knows better than you. We come with the Spread Your Wings card. And the Spread Your Wings card says, energies of expansion are around you now, and because of this, you may be feeling restless and uncertain. Your mind and soul are ready to soar, but you may feel confined by certain relationships or certain aspects of them. Although they may be comfortable and feel safe, it's possible they don't quite fulfill your needs. Even the desire to be in a relationship can be restricting because it becomes your focus and you forget to live your life to the fullest. Sometimes when you think you have all that you could ever want, you realize that you now want something else. Perhaps a relationship has grown a little too restricting, or it's not exciting enough, or maybe it no longer meets your needs as you've evolved and changed. What will it take to allow you to feel unrestrained and joyful? Listen to your heart. What do you really want? Remember to make any needed changes with love and compassion. Okay, so if you have to walk away from someone or something at this time, try to do so with some love and compassion. It ends with share the love. This is about friendship, celebration, rejoicing. You are entering a period of joy and tranquility. However, this card speaks of friendship rather than romance, suggesting that this is an opportune time to connect with friends. For the time go, for the time being, let go of any desires, anxiety, or stress around romantic relationships. Release, release. Instead, focus on your relationship with your friends. Turn to them for support if you need it and find reasons to celebrate with them. Rejoice in the fact that they'll always be there for you and you for them. Community is also important at this time. Get out of your house and away from your own concerns. How can you positively contribute to your community? Reach out to your neighbors. Is there an activity group or support group that you thought about joining? Then do it now. This is a great way to meet new people who could turn into lifelong friends. Feel the joy of connecting with others and sharing your love in that way. Now, some of you are like, well, look, I really ain't trying to get no new friends. I really wanted to have this relationship and be with this person because I love this person. And right now, that just may not be possible. Let me see what's underneath here. Seven of Cups. The second Seven of Cups. Daydreams and decisions. Let's pull one. And this is going to answer any question that you have. Hopefully it will give you an answer that was not brought about, an answer in the two spreads here. You know, the cards are really trying to say something. I'm just not quite sure what they're saying directly. The message that is clear is that you should be working on yourself at this time frame. Meditation brings the answers. That's what it says. And on the bottom, look, it is not the right time. That's what I have for you. I hope those messages helped. And until next time, namaste.